Okay, so when you log into Moodle, you're going to land on this page here, which is your personal dashboard. It's going to kind of give you updates. Right now I'm not enrolled in anything, so it's a pretty blank looking page. But you'll notice on the left-hand side, there's a column here that gives you a couple options. If you go to the site home, this is De La Salle's site home. So we got a couple courses up here. We have a teacher in one, and then we're kind of building a couple other ones. But we're going to focus on how to create new users. So in that same column here, there's site administration. Okay, so when we select site administration, the window will change. And the center column, I'm going to refer to this as the left, the center, and kind of the right. You'll see a whole bunch of tabs here. We're going to focus on the users tab. This is where we're going to add new users. So when I select the users tab, it gives me a list, and I can dig deeper, but actually if I just go right here, you'll notice under the accounts section, there is an option to add a new user. So we're going to select add new user, and there's only really a couple things that are extremely important. We need to build a username, okay? And we're going to put a first name, a surname, and an email. See where these red icons with exclamation marks, those are must-haves. Everything else is kind of optional, and you can add as much information as you like. The username is pretty good to have, and what I'm going to do in this case is just keep it the same as the email address, but we can always edit that later. So I have an individual here I'm going to add. Okay, so I'm putting in the name. I'm going to add their email address. And I'm also going to use that as, actually we're going to leave it as that for now. When creating the account, passwords. So what we're going to do is we're just going to generate a password. I could enter a password here, but then I have to contact the person in order to do that. So I'm not going to suspend, but I'm going to generate a password and notify the user. And the user will get an email to this email address, and it will kind of prompt them, telling them that they need, here's your password. They're going to generate for them. And also what I'm going to do is I'm just going to force a password. Oh, no, sorry, I'm not. Because they're generating a password, it's going to give them one. If I entered a password for them, I could then do a forced password change, and then they could change it after I've done that. Okay, so once the password gets sent to them, we filled out all of our information. We can fill in all the rest of the stuff we want after, but we just hit this button at the very bottom of the middle column called Create User, and we will, oh, sorry, we do need a username. That's funny, it didn't have a red button. That's fine. I'm just going to take the email address and use it as the username here. In fact, you know what? I'll use the entire email address. That way it's more recognizable. And again, we can always change these things again in the future. So we'll go back, create user, and if I am missing something, it will prompt me. Yay, we did it. And here's our new user. Great.